Now today we're starting our filming on the other end of the dam. Up there's the entrance and so forth. And there's a lot of hiking and recreation down there. And this is the screen, or the chart that shows where the dam, shows the property of the dam, the hiking trails, and a few other things. But that's not why we're down here today. If you haven't seen my first video, the introduction to the Thomastom Dam, go back and take a look, because now we have had around 7+ inches of rain in this area, and this drains the whole Naugatuck Valley drains down to here. And you will see just overnight how it has filled up and backed up the water. Now, that is the lower end of the Naugatuck Valley, and there is flooding down there. There are neighborhoods that have been flooded out in Waterbury, and all sorts of problems downriver. So, to help mitigate that, this area is now backed up. They have closed the gates. I will show you later. There is nothing coming out the gates. And even though the sun is out now, and we are clearing up, it is going to take a while to drain the whole valley north of here. And it's going to take a while for everything in the hills downriver to drain into the river and go out. Now we have a lot of smaller dams around here too, and I guarantee you every one of them is going to be lots of water behind them. And you don't see too many people here today, but one of the big things is, and was before the pandemic, and probably will be, this is a Thursday morning, so people who can be at work are at work, and there's probably nobody here at the moment, but later today folks will drift down to see, because that is one of the recreations here, that after a storm of that magnitude, to come down and see what does it look like behind the dam. This is a cool view. And if you saw the other video, you will know that all that was not water. This lake formed overnight after they closed the spillway gates. If you remember where I mentioned the big boulder, the big rock, you see that little jetty coming out. There's some stuff in the middle, and then that big bunch of trees there is where that big boulder was, and still is. And if you look down, I might be down there. We had looked down that way, and I had showed you that there was some roads, a road going down there, and if you look carefully, you can see that, yes, you can. The water is, you can't go very far down that road now, down that path. In fact, the road down, actually from that yellow gate you saw, circles around behind those trees, and then you circle in and you come to this path. And I believe you cannot get to that path right now. You would have to cut across another area. We cross over here and then you'll see better. No, you're not going to see the control tower from here. I did not film from this angle, the other day when I did the first film. But now I'll take you up, I will take you up the entrance end and we will look at that area. Okay, now you can see that's the below where they let the water out of the gates from the control tower, and it looks pretty full down there. And it looks, though, if we can see it here, go a little further up, it is basically normal volume coming out of the gates. So they have probably been letting it out normally all night. So that shows then they are letting it out normally. That's looking down toward Waterbury and Thomaston, the Naugatuck River Valley, many other cities down there. Now we'll come around, and I was talking with somebody a bit earlier, and that is about 60 feet of water down there now. And you can see, if you watch the first video, Introduction to Thomaston Dam, you will see just how much this is backed up overnight. I actually filmed that video, Introduction to the Thomaston Dam, yesterday. No, I take that back. That was the day before. Yesterday it rained all day, so it was the day before I videoed that. So basically this is 24 hours worth of rain. We had 7.4 inches. That is now roughly 60 foot and a lake back there. You can't even see where it, if you remember, there was a lot of gray and then there was a green poof place above the gray that was the place where they did the model airplanes. That is underwater. That is underwater. And we're going to go back to the Lead Mine Brook area and see what it looks like back there. Now here we go, a little bit of filming. I've hiked all over through there. It's a beautiful place. And we're going to see what's around this corner. You can already see if you look pretty good. And now we're going to come around the corner and you will see why the gate up at the top is closed. Yes, we can't even get to where I was at all in the first documentary of this place. Down there somewhere, you see the water go through, and is where I was actually parked. You can't even really see the bridge I was showing you. This actually ended up more than what I thought it would down here, which is really quite a contrast to the film I made. I might try to, I'm gonna not climb this bank, but a little higher. I'm gonna go take a hike around and shoot where the bridge is later. Right now, this part I did not film my first time because I did not think we'd be backing up this much. But this is a little path. No, it doesn't do so here anymore. It used to be a little path go through here, but oh, this is amazing. Check that. That is water down there. I think let me see what we got up this way. Yeah, this is really cool. It is at 60 feet, and even some of the paths that we would have, yeah, see, there's the path down there. The water is right up to the path, basically. There's another little area here where you can get through fairly easy. Another little path. There's so many people running around here all the time, and there's paths everywhere. But I will have to come down here now later because you can see this brook is way over. This is backed up way over the brook's banks. And this is still rising. Oh, I gotta see down. Gotta come over here. There, the brook's banks. Oh, we have a nice patch of partridge berry over here. I'll show you that in a minute. But you can almost see across here. You will, if you look good, you will probably see a dead log back there. Yeah, you can see that is a log. That's the other side of the brook. And it's really quite backed up. You can tell there's trees. It's backed up into the trees. And this is going to get deeper and deeper and deeper. But if you do look across, this is how you can get trapped in a place like this. If you come here and you can see the other side of the brook. Now there's places over there that are above water. And if you were over there at the wrong time and didn't know about how the land goes and how the water backs up, you could be trapped over on an island back there. Because I guarantee you the other side over there is above water. A little hump of it though. Now here is a beautiful patch of partridge berry. That's a native plant. It comes out in the spring and then it gets berries, and the wild turkeys and birds and game birds love this stuff. It doesn't take, it is a food. It is a food. You can eat it as a human, but it's kind of tasteless to us. The Native Americans, or the Americans that we discovered when the Europeans came, used to use this as a food source. Now I'm going to go see if I can get a view of the bridge area. Now, I have another little different angle, and here's where the water's up to, and right down just a little bit beyond those trees is where I had the Kia parked. And if I come around this way, you can kind of see, you'll see like a muddyish brown with reflections, and then you'll see a kind of beigeish with no reflection. That is where the bridge is. There's a bunch of debris hung up on stuff over there, a bunch of like grasses and things that wash out of a meadow and stalks. But that is where the bridge was. And right over there is where I had the Kia parked, and we were filming down past where you see those reflections. There's a road under there. That's the road we were talking about. The gate is right about where those, no, just beyond those trees. The gate is just beyond those trees, but you won't see it. It's underwater. There's where the bridge was. And here's where the water is today. And right back over there, you can kind of see the road we were just standing on. And you can see how it would come down to where the bridge was, and where I filmed the brook. Now I put this little rock right at the edge of the water, and even though the sun is shining out there, it has stopped raining, and you see that they are letting the water out. We will see. I should be able to show that this is still backing up. Show some of the wildflowers along the banks. Now, if I had just showed you this video, you would have nothing to gauge as to how much this really came up within a day. I'm going to give that rock a little more time. It's already showing. So, we're going to look at some of this beauty. It's even flooded. This place is beautiful. Now let's go check the rock, because I don't want to spend too much time down here today. I do have things that need to get done, but this is like so fun. And even in the little bit of time we've been here, you remember that rock was right on the edge. Now you can see how the water has come up. And I'm not going to stay here too long now because the mosquitoes have found me.